points. Obviously, they finished in third with 8, but Buriram with 8. I mean, these are teams that are going out early because of just bad circle luck there, but they're finding ways to still collect points because they know how important every single one of these points are.
For sure. And when you have games like this where, I mean, as Martin said on the district, get some really tough shifts early on. One thing is the first shift was said, you can rotate that, it's possible, but then we get hard shifts to follow immediately after. You got to make something of those games. You know, you're not going to win this game. It's going to be a tough one, but you cannot have that be a 0-point game, especially when you only have this many games to play. You got to go out and make something happen. So to, I mean, kind of echo you, for Buriram, for Rock to get off to a really solid start, despite things kind of going against them in terms of how the circles went and how cluttered it was on the eastern side of the circle. They really couldn't hope for a much better start, given the situation they were in.
Absolutely. I mean, look, there's 4 teams right now that are still sitting on 0 points after one game. So that is, and then some big names down there at the bottom of the leaderboard. But that's why we play 12, right? You got plenty of time to turn things around. Hopefully, this next game on Air and Goal will be a little bit sweeter to them, and if not, well, you got the map changes coming.
Exactly, and even more so, I mean, to continue off what we're just talking about with the likes of Rock and Buriram, full sense you can add to that conversation as well. Some of these teams that aren't part of the usual, I'll call it not ecosystem of the top echelons of PUBG, but they don't get as many reps in as some other rosters. I know, of course, full sense being the former Daytrade. Daytrade has been represented a lot, but even then, they need to make something happen before teams figure them out. Because once the likes of Twisted Minds and whatnot get comfortable, once they read the lobby and play according to plan, you can't really go out and surprise people anymore. You can't really go out and do these sort of things. So right now is when the Wild West, with my co-caster Cowboy here, right now is when the Wild West still exists, and it's for those, I don't want to call it lesser teams, but at least less experienced teams to go out and harvest in that period before the more cerebral teams come in and take over.
Yeah, and if you're a Group B team, you obviously want to get everything done as quickly as possible, because there's nothing worse than sitting there on that last day of group play knowing that you can't do anything else. You're basically at the mercy of what Groups A and C are going to be doing, as we see a completely different play in this time around, hugging that western side, going from south to north. Maybe a little melee? Why not?
Could be.
A little spicy.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen some good melee circles. Had some in PNC as well. But yeah, I mean, lovely change of planes here, as this one is definitely not going to have, I would imagine, that many people sitting over towards Lumberyard.
Yeah.
I would be surprised. I would be surprised.
Hot takes with Toby. This is he's going out on a limb here.
I'm wild with my predictions today. Not at all gambling on both.
Fair enough.
Both colors. Yeah, exactly. I'm playing it safe.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, no.
You want to play it safe here early. Well, look at this. Shrimsy and X-Tonk.
I was going to say, yeah. They are flying for the same vehicle, it seems. Are they splitting up now? No, they are. Okay, there might be two cars up there.
Yeah, okay. All right. So everybody should be fine.
Not down towards the south, though. You have Expendables and Buriram running around the same vehicles. That's Khan and Delwyn, I believe, fighting forward. And Circle far up towards the north. That's going to be an interesting one to follow as well. Fights, though, already taking place. We're seeing here Delwyn. He might have the vehicle, but his opponents are the ones with weapons in hand, and Khan, all the others are free for
get out of there.
Yeah.
Great work there by Buriram to protect their man. And that is 73.57 damage that was desperately needed for Buriram here.
Is he coming back?
And another one, get him! Go ahead! Get that full 100, young man.
That's what you get for trying to take out my teammate, but the issue is Khan is still in trouble.
No.
Mutant and Duckjuice hands finding Khan. Can they actually get him in the car? That would be insane. Pick him up, put him in, and get the hell out of there.
Look at Clory's.
Oh, he didn't get him in yet. He didn't get him in.
Oh, no. He heard Clory's coming.
No.
He had to get out. He had to get out. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay.
APAC on APAC action. It's written in the stars that this is how tournaments have to start.
These guys are just so bloodthirsty.
They are.
And then and there you go. Rock and BB Team getting a little bit close to each other here on Military Island. It looked like BB Team was trying to make the cross, and Solds managed to pick one out.
There was a straggler. Aduzi was rotating in, I think, like 15 seconds behind his teammates down on the southern side, and that's a big loss for BB to
Well, we were talking about Aaronville's been getting bloody early.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Already 3 people down with only 3 minutes in. So
that's the thing. I mean, you like to think that whenever a map gets more and more figured out by now, I mean, these guys, they go with close sides, do rotations all across this map. You like to think that it gets more, as we talked about for Cerebral, people start planning more stuff because now they know everything. The issue is when people get too comfortable, they start experimenting. They start trying to do things differently, and that's what we're seeing here. Himas able to find one now as well. Multiple teams taking casualties in what was a somewhat straightforward plane, of course, with the northern circle to follow. I know we're a bit further west as well, but it's very rare in planes with circles to follow like this that we lose 4 players that early on.
Quizzy just barely got out of there with about 7 HP too. Himas proving once again why he is at the top of everybody's list when it comes to fraggers in the game right now.
Taking him out as the first player of the previous game is like shaking a wasp's nest. You know he's coming back for you immediately after, and they're still fighting. Now it's actually All Gamers Global taking casualties.
Where was Haizaki?
I mean, he was rotating to the circle,
but
got caught out by Burram on rotation. So again, I like to consider this day one shenanigans. This is the kind of stuff, again, as we just talked about, the Wild West. This is where if you're good enough at sailing these very, very stormy waters of day one, you can actually collect quite a few points off of this.
I mean, this is one of the reasons why if you're any team in this lobby, you need to do some very, very good homework about where these APAC teams are going to be because they are going to put it, they're just going to take it to your jaw right off the jump.
Oh, here we get a replay of what happened early on. They both went for the same vehicle. Delvin.
Oh, he's out in the middle of nowhere here.
I mean, the fact that Khan gets to it.
I love that from Khan. He's just like, you know what? You can't get me if I run right at you. I'm not going to give you the time.
Can't really fault Delvin for trying. He's doing his very best, but Khan got the moves.
Oh, look at this. The shots from
one little tree for cover, and then you get the suppressive shots coming in from Rifts as well. Hate to see it, man. Hate to see it. A lot of teams, the casualties early on. Himas finding one more now. Diffic's gone down early.
Geek and AG scrapping once again. Diffic's gone down. As Himas right on the other side of the rock here. PWD will try to throw tries to throw the flashbang, but Himas with that AK. Look at, he's already at 400 damage. Give him 439 and a clean wipe onto Geek.
Himas just made the perfect play, and it's a split-second decision. He sees the flash coming, knows it's overthrown. Rather than getting flashed and waiting behind it, he insta-peeks it. Great play. He knows that he's going to catch a player with his back turned because he's trying to run off. He even hears the footsteps before the flash pops. Peeks it, gets one caught with his back turn, misses a shot or two, but gets it there in the end as well. Nice reactive play by him, as showcasing once more that he's one of the best, if not the best, mechanical player in the world.
God, these guys are so good, man. They are so, so good, and they show us time and time again.
Oh, yes.
As AGAL will pick up another 4 points for themselves, but they've still got a long way to go to get into this next zone. Rock Esports, after stealing one away from BB Team, now making their way north. And it looks like Buriram spotted an emergency pickup, so they're going to be coming in from the far south and sending it in as we check in with game start win.
I know I've been out of the loop a bit this year, but when is the last time we've been 8 players down 6 minutes into an Orankle game? Guys, I know it's day one, but we gotta calm down.
It's hot out here in these streets, man.
I know, it's pretty wild. These guys, they're hungry. Hungry for the win, of course. 17 wanting to get back into trophy position, preferably lifting the championship trophy in this tournament, and what a better start for them. Couldn't really be a whole lot better than what they were given in game one.
No, it couldn't, and they are not too far removed from their last international victory. As we said, they got the win in PGS7, and you could see how much it meant to those guys. And that's the thing. Once you get that taste, it is very hard to accept anything else other than a victory, because it just does not hit the same. And 17 has BB Team, our most recent, in PGS8. You know, I don't want to say shocking, because obviously we knew these guys had it in them for a long time.
Oh, yes.
It always felt like it was just, they were one day away, one good day away from getting that big win, and they finally get it. And I thought, you know, we saw the interview that they had with, I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Barney or Bella, where he asked, I think it was Barney, he asked them, you know, how do you keep that motivation going, right? And that's always a question that we have for these guys, is that you're fighting and fighting and fighting for this thing for so long, and then once you finally get it, and you have that sense of relief and sense of joy and accomplishment, but then, you know, you got to turn around and find that motivation again in a couple of months. So how do you do it? And right now, BB team, a little bit of a slow start here, and they lose one early, but 17 looks like they found that motivation pretty quick.
Full sense. I hope you have your full senses activated, because there's a lot of guys sat here waiting for you. Venbo is going to find the first thing. Venbo, a player that might not exist in a whole lot of people's brains right now in terms of PUBG prowess, but he stood out incredibly during the Chinese qualifiers and have been playing really well in China as of late. One of the rising stars of the region, hoping to see him put spanner in the works of a lot of these global talented players.
Always good to have a new star to have on your radar. You see just how dirty MS did GK.
Incredible.
All in the pocket of that man here as the rest of Full Sense, after losing Tigger, will try to stop down and see, try to take the fight. I mean, this is, you were going to commit to this Western Bridge, and now you're basically saying, okay, well, change the game. How long are you willing to hold this now that the Blue Zone's arrived?
And you know what's better than APAC action? Is adding more APAC teams to APAC action, because all gamers global are backfilling through Gatka right now. We'll see what ends up happening with that. Else,
there you go.
MS will get the res up. For those you guys saying, wait, what? Yes, that is in fact the thing now. With Himas should be able to get his teammate back in. Unluckily for him, he won't necessarily hit the circle anytime soon, but the plane is coming through. Or there's a helicopter, I should say. Now it's about for them to try and get over and get to where he's planning on landing, because the circle, as you can see it, is pretty occupied already.
It is indeed, and Godspeed brought up a fantastic point during the desk. Is one of the biggest things with that revive mechanic is that there is no way to track that.
Yes,
and kill feed tracking has been one of the things for the longest time that has separated the good teams from the great teams, and now it is just going to be that much more difficult not knowing if somebody is back up and rezzed, right?
No doubt.
Like you could think a team is down to 2, and all of a sudden you see them in the kill feed, you push the compound, and there's 4 people waiting for you. So Buriram, after running through Naya, they're going to come into the tail end of Sharper. So Sharper running with 3 once again early on here. Tough sledding to start things off for them.
Definitely. As we see the circles, we'll start closing in just about 25 seconds time. There's still a lot of teams split on that, especially eastern side of the circle. We see Shaba with a good wide split. T1 trying to remain camouflaged inside the red zone, and then then BB team slowly filling in on the hard east. I'm a little worried for BB team, because again, a lot of their edge playing slow play style, I don't say requires, but it really benefits them having 4 alive through the early to mid game, and obviously losing a doozy early on, that makes that play style much harder to execute, because you rely on being able to spread out, being able to play with a lot of info. But when you're 3 instead of 4 on that thin split, you lose a lot of info that otherwise would have been available for you.
Another hot take from Toby. Having 4 players alive is better than 3.
Bro, I am write a book, I'm telling you. Quotes by Toby. Freaking genius over here.
Well, we'll see how they play. They've got a lot of real estate to work with on that northeastern side, so that's one good thing they've got going for them here. Is the Expendables trying to get everybody back together towards the center, but they're pulling right in the middle of a 2-2 split from Toyo. Toyo holding that intersection and the shooting range. That is very, very aggressive on their part. We'll see if they're able to pull it together, but it's mostly just waiting for this next zone to pop. Who's going to get lucky here?
Exactly. Their main issue right now is that Expendables is sat in between them. Yeah. So if they do try to group up, they have to go past that bunker, and I don't think that that's going to have all of them staying alive through it. Gen.G now getting caught by some artillery as the red zone has opted to go south. Rock is down there, SP as well, or Shaba, as they're gonna try and see if they can
Best of luck.
weave. That's Best of luck, he's flying.
Is he flying
He's
or is he
way up high?
Yeah, he's flying. He's not boating.
Nah, he's way up high.
He
Trying to scout forward for his 2 teammates down below. Of course, as you're saying, waiting for the next circle to pop. FS as well, knowing how chaotic the early game was, having seen reses come through, knowing a lot of those teams are going to play it slow, might as well stay out here. Issue is, Wenbo has gone from one flank spot to another. Almost catches Flash, and knows for now at least that he has him in a 1v1.
Yeah, he's all by himself though, man. He's got Ares. He's got Ares off in the distance. Yeah, Flash.
Or C maybe?
That is very, very close. He's got some help coming. It looks like the rest of Change the Game are starting to come over here and maybe press.
This
full
circle
send is the circle. Yeah, the circle going to go right on top of the Expendables. So they Toyo's 2-2 split should be safe for the time being. We'll see. And but right now, this is the fight we got to keep an eye on.
Yep.
As Thanadol a little bit separated from the team, the rest of Change the Game starting to work their way out into the blue. See if they can maybe keep their man alive. But Buriram, they've got to make their way right through the T1 split, and that is a lot of shots being sent right down on top of them. But fortunately, it looks like they're managing the gauntlet just fine, but where are they going to end up?
Sprinting through the middle of this one, trying to get to each their shacks, and well, for now it's working, I would say. No one's been flushed, but Rivs is down, Dima's down to low, HP as well as Type is making that mini ring, and finds one more as well before they get safely inside the building. Issue is, they're 2-2, so they should be able to get both rests up here, and I think Type is aware of that. He needs to go for it.
Yeah, he's got to make a move here.
They have to get inside circle, too.
Well, the problem for them is they got Buriram just off in the distance. Yep. Got a couple of teams off to the south that might be making moves. Gen.G also may have vision on this. Toyo, meanwhile, they tried to get that 2-2 split back together. They lose one, but they've got 3 deep in that compound now, so the smokes have to keep cycling here for Buriram if they're going to have any chance. But Raining and Type, they're not going to give them a breath to breathe as they crash down on them and collect 2 more points for themselves.
Type by Raining a smoothie, because my man, you were caught with a nade in hand, but he was there ready to hold the angle for you. Incredible 1-2 punch by these 2 Korean players as Edie now tries to fend off, because, I mean, yes, they are inside circle, but now they have the red zone to deal with as well. Heather is out in the open, trying to hold off this angle. But keep in mind, even if they survive inside, if their vehicles get more blown up than they are already, how do you leave here?
That's going to be tough. Meanwhile, on that western side, Change the Game and Full Send, it looks like they will pull away from each other, but Wenbo is going to go down to the blue, so Change the Game now with 3 strong. They make their way into the zone on the west. Full Send still trying to find a way in, but there's just not a lot of, there's just no space really on this western side. It's going to be tough for them.
Definitely.
And they're going to be coming in half HP as well. This zone is doing a lot of damage. People right between, it looks like AGAL, but AGAL right now a little bit more concerned with game start win on their south side, so they may have timed this perfectly.
They have no reason to expect there to still be a team out behind them, but there's no way Full Sense gets in without them hearing their vehicles, because they have to, I should say, I mean, the circles, I mean, the damage is ticking, right? They have to continue to move in a vehicle. I think Himas is already now starting to look in this direction, so they might have an inkling that something is happening over there. New circle, just moments away from popping, and I feel like no matter where we go now, it's going to be incredibly hard for whoever does not get the circle to play this one. It's Senders up out in the open.
Na'Vi again getting luck here.
Yeah, you say that now, but there becomes a time where they're going to have to leave Severny, and that's going to be with some tombstones added to it.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on them to see if they stick around in there, or they realize exactly what you're saying, that even Severny is going to be brutal. But you saw T1, they were circling like sharks, and they will eventually finish their meal, finish off Buriram. That's another nice little stack of points picked up for them.
Clutch timing on it too, because Shabba was actually looking up towards the north, see if they can do anything about it. Now we go back towards the western side. Full Sense again, backfilling. All gamers global, but where I said I thought they knew exactly where they had them, they don't. The Velvet finds one. Flash finds another. That's 2 players down. Finally, the response comes, but that's from Change the Game.
Yeah, Change the Game just a little bit lower downhill, but they've got to be careful as well, because you see Destroy is going to catch Tiantian as he's not looking. He's looking in the wrong direction. Haisaki going to go for the res onto him, as it looks like. Thanadol and Flash still eating blue zone, They are trying to figure out what's going on here, but Haizaki with the Vector will spot out Belmoth.
Not something you see used too often. Maybe will be more present in patches to come. We'll have to see how the nerf to DMRs are going to impact things. A standard all flash, only players left alive now on foot. Maybe that vehicle is available. They could potentially go circle side, but where's the entry? Like, how do you get into this from where they currently are? I do not know.
Yeah, it's rough, and yeah, unfortunately, Haizaki not able to get that res on him. So AGAL down to just 2 as you see Destroy starting to get picked out. Change the game, hiding in the hills
outside
just off to the west, and yeah, just outside the zone. They've got to get inside the shooting range, but Falcon's in a beautiful position.
Exactly.
Looking over every angle off to the south. Look at how much control they have here.
The only reason all these fights are taking place to begin with is because of Falcon's positioning. They're so smart in how they're sitting up on the edge going, we need space. Very much old school Twisted Minds playstyle of saying we don't need circle center, we'll sit out on the edge, but make sure we have buffer room on both sides. And you know what? Let's get a listen into Falcons to see exactly what they're thinking right now.
FS and AGAL are in here.
There's 2 of TE on the back of the
AGAL? It's 17, right?
17.
17?
Yeah.
Yeah, 17 and FS are in here. FS is 1 dead for sure. They lost 1 earlier. I think they're 2 dead.
AGAL killed CTG. They have to be here somewhere.
Okay, I think they're uphill or something.
They could be the shed team uphill.
Yeah, I think AGAL's the shed team uphill.
Okay.
You're driving down to hit the bunker right now, the top shelter. This is fun.
There was 2 there already. 2 TE.
It's Rock and TE. Yeah, the hard
TE's one
training blue right
knocked,
now.
What can we do?
Where's the team in shooting? They're just
outside.
See, they're getting a little bit confused about where everybody is, but in the end, it doesn't matter. But look at Duck Juice. He's going to find all of Rock Esports as Team Falcons still try to sort out who is where. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. It's just all about who we can kill. And now the circle is going to move away from shooting range, and they've already got a little bit of a high ground position here on the west. And Navi, they start to make their way out of Severny, 17, trying to make a move as well. They're doing it under fire.
Yep. Duck Juice and Expendables in trouble. Trying to get the rest on up, but everyone saw that in the kill feed, and they are pouncing. Trying to take over the spot from them. 17 aggressively doing so, needing to get here before game start. Win comes down and claims this exact position. Now T1 and BB team on rotations as well.
They are pushing, and BB team, look, they're going to push right past Delwyn. They're going to go right into the 17 as the grenades are falling here. No, that's actually just the deployable cover. 17 looking off in the distance. They don't have an angle onto BB team. Delwyn actually shooting them in the back, so BB, they just go right for the middle. They go underground.
BB sat on the northern side forever, thinking, what can we do from here? We have no options. Then the fire erupts up on the northern side of the bunker. They just went out to rest all of them. We got to send it now, and they claim the underground.
T1 tried to make that push as well, but it looks like Navi, from holding their city spot, was able to take shots from long range, put a pause on the T1 push as they have to stop down to get a res. Looks like they will get it. Game start win. They still have that high ground uphill that they can work with. Ming keeping eyes on 17 as they have all that deployable cover to hide around.
Where do you go from here? See, AC really wants to go down to Ming, but for now he needs to, as you say, utilize the high ground. But Circle is closing, and they know they have Falcons on the west side. They're hearing their vehicles. We know that dip that Falcons is currently selling. It's called Nate Dip for a reason. Many teams have lost 4 to a single piece of util in this exact area. So if placed well, AC could maybe make something happen. But for now, game start win. They're going to sit tight with where they are, knowing that they got some buffer space.
Yeah, H-Win
actually. Say that, but they're going.
H-Win staying on the north side here. Was able to take some long-range shots here at GSW, and it's going to force them to push here as game start win going to crash the Delwyn compound, and they're going to lose everybody just like that instantly.
Game stop lose? Why did they go? I'm baffled.
They went because they were getting shot at by H-Win from range, and they felt uncomfortable. They thought that they were under fire from more than just a single player here in H-Win just ruined Game Start Win's game.
I mean, only one bullet hitting your car, but you don't know how many of them are flying past. Nice awareness, nice playing from H-Win, staying on the opposite side, keeping everything, well, effectively closed off on their side of the circle. Now only one player remains out west.
All right, 17. You know, this didn't look comfortable before, but all of a sudden now it's starting to look a little bit better as they have a nice little just Doritos everywhere here to hide behind. And look at this, Falcons. H-Win has come and rejoined them, and they are starting to make that push around. We've seen this happen time and time again from Falcons, where they just start doing the death ball, playing around the edges, sweeping up, but the new circle pops and they know that they don't have to do it. They are in a beautiful position for a win here.
Depending, I mean, I would almost now call it and say they're top T guaranteed. With this position, unless if something obscure happens, this is looking really good for Falcons. They have to dip inside circle. There is practically nothing to play in the open in this circle, and everyone else has to fight their way on in.
Oh, T1. Na'Vi had to leave the city eventually, and they got a knock on a T1. They're going to crash right into T1's, right into their little dip here, but Gen.G still scrapping as well. So Na'Vi finds a spot. They don't overcommit. They don't push right onto the fight. Instead, they find a dip that they can play around and try to just shower them with utility. Let's see if the grenades are true, and they are falling just a little bit shy.
You have to imagine that with the amount of util they have, one is going to hit eventually, but Na'Vi's being suppressed from a distance as well. Actually, both sides now. As Delwyn from inside this shack is able to find Hakatori, trying to get some more points in for the team. Hasn't found the confirm just yet, but you can see Falcons here as well. Do as much damage as you can from afar, because you know eventually you're going to be the ones to have to move. So make that endgame fight easier for yourself now rather than waiting for later.
And T1 goes down. Gen.G down to just Flame and Bean, trying to make their way in from this southwestern side. Ferris trying to rejoin the rest of his squad as they are just getting harassed by Delwyn. He is dead center circle, has that shack. He's all by himself, but he has free reign to just lay down shots in that direction. Finally, they return fire. They're able to get that res onto Hakatori, get back up to full strength. But it is still a lot of work left to be done for Na'Vi.
They're just inside circle too, on the hard eastern side. Delwyn only player north of the road here, which is effectively splitting the circle in half. And we know BB team, they're going to eventually have to come out of this building. The issue is they have to do it. I think he peeks out now because they know 17 is one down. Issue for 17 is they can't really peek over it because then the entire server is shooting at them. So a bit of a truce between BB team and 17 for now.
Exactly, and meanwhile, while all this is going on, Falcons is just laughing. They have just the safest spot here on the west, but they would love to be able to chrome over and just find an angle to see if they can maybe sneak a few points away as Hakatori will spot out Bean. Flame now the last player left alive for Gen.G. Na'Vi, it has been a tough move to get from Severny, but they have found themselves a nice little ridge to play here to keep them safe.
Definitely. I think this is going to be a util game real soon because we're forcing people away from cover. So what do you have available for smokes? Kickstart has a single. Exactly. Let's see. 10 seconds to go. Little Ghost trying to stay put. Still two teammates up, but barely a vehicle left. And I have to imagine that the Vesta helmets are about gone too. Let's see. Where does this one take us? Go south and Falcons Hillside stays in.
I almost say that it would have been better for Falcons had this gone off to the north, and they would have. I mean, they would have had a ridgeline that they could still play with, and these other teams maybe would have been forced to move. I mean, 17 has to leave their little compound now. BB has to leave the shelter now, and I guess that's good. Na'Vi has to leave. So, everybody has to leave except for Falcons. So you know what? Shut up, Poro. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I didn't want to throw you under the bus.
No.
Falcons are set
absolutely throw me under the bus. It's fine.
I was going to say the only way they lose this now is if Na'Vi just rocks up on them and they somehow whiff all their bullets. This has Falcons written all over it.
It should.
We have seen things happen in the past, so we can never say 100%, but this is looking very good if you're a Falcons fan.
Gotta see what Delwyn is going to do here, too. I mean, as a solo from the Expendables, he's got that shack. He's got the one bit of hard cover.
And no one's going to contest him, you'd have to imagine. Na'Vi will, but they don't dare to go before 17 makes a move.
They spot out Flame,
It's all a matter of patience right now. They're all trying to wait out each other.
Yeah, nobody wants to be the first one to make the move. Because you're just going to be a magnet for every shot.
But if you get on the back of the shack, you might get top 2 guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
Exactly.
Really
Do you dare?
Well, now they're going. They're hopping in the vehicles. They're making the push.
Yep.
Let's see if they can take out Delwyn. Flame's going to go down to Xiaowu. Delwyn, can he do any damage? as the boys are approaching. The one grenade comes out. He's got Johnny in hand. He'll find one, but they will go down. But look at Falcons. They clean up the rest. And now 17 turning their attention towards BB team.
Timing for Na'Vi couldn't be any better. They knew they were going to take casualties, but 17 was their only threat. And now with BB trying to push out, 17 has to look inside the bunker. Double blue zones being locked on in. Best of luck. Not done yet, though. Able to find the first, but he has to run on out. Now he's going to be running into the Molly Util. All around him, flashbangs being thrown as well.
While this is going on, Falcons sending Kickstart to get into utility range for Na'Vi. They know that they are beaten and bruised. They have to get down there and not allow them to get these revives off to get back up to full strength. Kickstart trying to send it anything he can over in that direction to put him down, but it is just not enough right now. Na'Vi staying alive.
Shrimps down to 21 bullets. Falcons been playing at a distance for a long time here. Xiao Wu was on bunker duty, able to get him down and out. Soset falls to the blue zone from Kickstarter now. Can he prone here? He does have a dip to work with, but he's not inside circle yet. Little Ghost still alive up on the hillside too. Have they lost track of him? Do they think maybe on Xiao Wu there's two? No. Little Ghost peeked over, shots fired. They know where he is.
Pull back down again. Yeah, this is looking like it should be free and clear for Falcons, but once again, 17, 8 kills, and they are in the top 3.
I mean,
as they are finding some success here on Erangel. Na'Vi as well, as our top 2 teams going into this game look like they're just going to add more to their collection, and Extends will stay alive in the shack.
The fact that Extends is in the shack with, I think, 7 or 8 buddies to loot and has no smokes goes to show how much util teams have been expending through the entirety of this game. And now I think his shoulder is inside the circle, but the rest of him is not. So again, patient waiting game for Falcons. They only have one angle to really care for the sake of Na'Vi, but now it's Xiao Wu and Little Ghost. What can they do? Does Little Ghost realize that Tick is still up on the hillside? Now he will, because the car is moving down the hillside, and they're just sat here waiting.
Yeah, Xiao Wu's got that P. That's terrifying, man. That is a terrifying gun to have in his hands, as that can turn the tables of a fight instantly, as Tickleton will rejoin the rest of his squad. So Little Ghost and Xiao Wu left to control the north side. Falcons would love to be able to get rid of Extends here and turn their full attention over towards the 17 boys.
What's the util count on 17? If they can somehow throw a dime on this one, get 1 or 2 knocks, there is a chance. You'd have to imagine Extends is moments away from falling down. It does have the deployable cover, which gets him inside the next circle, and util to work with as well. Gonna lob a nade on over. But there's enough space for Na'Vi to, for Falcons to dodge, you have to imagine. They're sitting on the dot right now.
They are. 17 hasn't really made a move yet. They're just allowing Falcons to focus all their attention onto Extends. But Lil Ghost starting to creep down now, but now Kickstart will find Extends, and now Falcons all looking uphill. They spot Xiao Wu. Tickleton will get him low, but not enough to get the knock. And Falcons just spreading out, exerting their control over this late game zone. They know exactly where both of these guys are.
If you had a smoke or 2, maybe you can bait them to peek the wrong direction, but they have their numbers.
Ammo problems still, though.
Yeah, definitely, but I mean, you have to. Again, I don't see how Falcons don't win this, but we'll see.
Well, they could get too aggressive here. There you go, Tickleton.
If there's 2 players that can do it.
We'll go down to that P90. We've seen that thing come huge, as Lil Ghost will now turn and find Kickstart, turn this into a 2v2. The smokes are laid down, and 17 is starting to make their way down the hill. It looks like H1 will get Tickleton back on his feet, though. Kickstart not revived just yet. They've got to be careful. They don't want to give them too many 1v1s. Beautiful push from H-Win. Catches Lil Ghost as he's not looking.
Trying to now wrap around the side. Little Ghost gets, I believe it was, take down to 1 health. Now the string around the side, able to get 1 more. Finds one, finds the second. Xiao Wu is unstoppable with 1 player left alive, with 1 magazine left in the gun. Shrimsy closes it out, and Falcons get themselves a win.
Holy. Shrimsy was down to about 20 HP when he made that peak.
And 5 bullets.
And absolutely, he had nothing. If he had missed any of those shots, he